Philadelphia 76ers injury update. Massive Paul George news. Joel Embiid status as 5 players listed versus Clippers, November 17th. What's up, basketball fans? Welcome back to the channel. Today's episode is packed with breaking updates surrounding the Philadelphia 76ers, the Los Angeles Clippers, and one of the most injury-stacked matchups of the early NBA season. With brand new developments on Paul George, new clarity on Joel Embiid's availability, and 5 total players listed on the Sixers injury report for tonight's game, we've got a lot to unpack. Whether you're here for fantasy insights, betting info, or just to see how these two powerhouse squads stack up, this is a report you don't want to miss. Before we jump in, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest NBA breakdowns right here on the channel. Setting the stage, a high-stakes matchup. The Sixers haven't had a quiet moment since the season tipped off. Injuries, lineup decisions, and rotational shakeups have defined their early trajectory. Meanwhile, the Clippers, fresh off their blockbuster roster restructuring, have been trying to build chemistry with their whole squad healthy. But as we've seen season after season, the NBA rarely goes according to plan. And tonight, key absences and questionable designations might just swing the outcome of this East vs West showdown. For Philly, the focus remains squarely on Joel Embiid and how the team performs when their franchise cornerstone isn't at 100%. For the Clippers, all eyes were on Paul George, until today's massive development dropped. Paragraph, Philadelphia 76ers injury update. Massive Paul George news. Joel Embiid status as 5 players listed versus Clippers, November 17th. In a major twist that immediately shifted betting lines and fan expectations, the Philadelphia 76ers confirmed that Paul George, who was initially expected to suit up for the Clippers, will now miss the matchup due to lingering discomfort that flared up during morning evaluations. This is a massive development, especially with the Sixers already navigating their own crowded injury list. As for Philadelphia, Joel Embiid has officially been upgraded to questionable after missing time with knee inflammation. The team emphasized that his availability will come down to pre-game testing and response to treatment. Beyond Embiid, the Sixers listed 4 additional players, making it a total of 5 names on the injury report heading into the night. The combination of George's unexpected absence and Embiid's uncertain status has created one of the most unpredictable and storyline-rich matchups on the November schedule. Breaking down Paul George's situation. Let's start with the Clippers side of the story. Paul George has been dealing with subtle aches for weeks, though the team described it as normal veteran maintenance. But after experiencing tightness during shoot-around, medical staff advised shutting him down until further imaging could be reviewed. The team insists this isn't a long-term concern, but given his injury history, the Clippers are taking no chances. This changes everything for Los Angeles. Without George, their defense takes a hit, spacing becomes more limited, and their wing depth shrinks dramatically. Kawhi Leonard shoulders more responsibility, James Harden gets more touches, and role players like Norman Powell suddenly have to step up. What this means for the Clippers' game plan. Without PG-13 in the lineup, the Clippers may be forced into heavier small ball usage, relying on Harden to initiate the offense and Kawhi to attack mismatches. The coaching staff will likely stagger star minutes more aggressively and emphasize perimeter shooting to compensate for the missing star. For a team trying to build rhythm, losing a core player on short notice is never ideal. Joel Embiid status, the big question mark. On the Sixers side, Joel Embiid continues to navigate knee soreness that has become an annual theme of Philadelphia's season management. Embiid has pushed through injuries before, but the organization appears committed to protecting his long-term health, especially given how often the big man has carried unsustainable workloads. The fact that Embiid was upgraded is encouraging, but the team isn't guaranteeing anything. He will go through movement work, activation drills, and lateral stress tests before a final decision is made. His condition is described as day-to-day with positive signs. How the Sixers look without Embiid. Whenever Embiid sits, the Sixers shift into a more perimeter-heavy identity. Tyrese Maxey becomes the focal point, Tobias Harris takes on expanded scoring duties, and the offense prioritizes pace and transition looks. The issue isn't scoring, it's interior defense and rebounding. Without Embiid, the Sixers struggle to protect the rim and often get punished on second-chance points. Against a Clippers squad with Harden and Kawhi, rim protection becomes even more critical. The rest of Philadelphia's injury list, 5 players total. Including Embiid, the Sixers injury list features 5 names, making this one of their most crowded reports of the season. Several rotational players are either questionable or dealing with minor issues, forcing head coach Nick Nurse to prepare contingency lineups. With so many moving pieces, Expect heavy adjustments depending on who ultimately suits up. This isn't new territory for Philly, but the timing, against a high-profile opponent, adds pressure. Who benefits if Embiid sits? If Embiid ends up sidelined, expect Maxey to explode with another high-usage night. Kelly Oubre Jr. and Tobias Harris will be critical for spacing, while backup bigs will be asked to provide minutes by committee. The Sixers' offense becomes quicker, more guard-driven, and more reliant on shot creation. The question is whether that's enough to handle Kawhi, Harden, and company, even without Paul George. Clippers without PG-13. Who needs to step up? Norman Powell likely becomes the biggest beneficiary, absorbing extra scoring and wing minutes. Harden may see a spike in both scoring and playmaking load, and the Clippers could run more plays through Kawhi in the post. Expect increased minutes for Terrence Mann and Amir Coffey as well, while coach Ty Lue looks to maintain defensive discipline against a Sixers team that loves attacking weaknesses. Matchup outlook, a battle of star availability. With Embiid's status undecided and Paul George already ruled out, this game transforms from a star versus star showdown into a battle of resilience and depth. Both teams are adjusting on the fly, which often leads to unpredictable, chaotic basketball, the kind fans love and coaches hate.